students. Today we are going to see what is oxidation number and what are the rules that we'll be using to assign oxidation number of particular elements. So let us first understand what is actual definition of oxidation number. The oxidation number of an atom in a molecule or ion is defined as it is the number of charge it would carry if electron were completely transferred or the charge acquired by an element of its atom is connected to different species on the basis of electronegativity consideration. So let us write the definition. So this is the definition for oxidation number. Oxidation number of an atom or an ion in element can be considered or can be calculated by using certain rules. So let us go through the rules one by one. So the first rule for assigning oxidation number is that oxidation number of an atom in free uncombined elemental state is always 0. Now, what is the meaning of this? Students, if I ask you to write calcium, you will write calcium as Ca. So this is its uncombined elemental state. Phosphorus, if I ask you to write, you will write phosphorus as P4. This is its uncombined elemental state. Similarly, sulfur, sodium. If I ask you to write chlorine, how you will write chlorine is Cl2, oxygen O2, hydrogen H2, magnesium Mg. So they all are called as uncombined elemental state, and in all the free uncombined elemental state the oxidation number here considered is 0. Let us see the second rule. Oxidation number of a monoatomic ion is always equal to the charge that it carries. What is the meaning of this? Very important to note is that monoatomic ion. Now let us say, for example, I write zinc ion, that is Zn2+. Now this is monoatomic ion. Now what is the charge that the ion is carrying is +2. So the oxidation number for this particular ion is +2. If I write sodium as Na+, then what will be its oxidation number is +1. You have to write the oxidation number along with its sign. If I write Cl-, then what is its oxidation number will be -1. If I write calcium, that is Ca2+, it will be +2 oxidation. Aluminium in this form, then its oxidation number will be +3. So this is what it means. Now what the question can be asked here is, what will be the charge on SO4 2-? Then your answer must be -2, which is wrong, because this is not a monoatomic ion. This is a molecule. It's a radical, and therefore in this case the oxidation number won't be -2. It is applicable only and only for monoatomic ions, what I have mentioned here. Then what will be the oxidation number for chromium in its +3 oxidation state is here is +3. So you have to consider this rule only for monoatomic ions. Let us move on to the third rule. According to third rule, oxidation number for hydrogen is usually +1. But now when I say usually, there are some exceptions. Well, you will consider this +1. So for that, when it is attached to a more electropositive element, then its oxidation number is -1. Means when hydrogen is attached to more electropositive element or species, then its oxidation number is -1. while when this hydrogen is attached to a electronegative element, then it will become +1. So those are the two things what we have to consider. In short, you can say that when hydrogen is attached to a metal, then its oxidation number is -1, and when it is attached to a non-metal, then its oxidation number is +1. Let us understand this concept by taking few examples. I have taken here water. Now how you write water is HOH. If you see this, hydrogen is attached to a non-metal, that is oxygen, and so here hydrogen is +1 and +1. Let us take one example of lithium hydride, that is LiH. If you see this lithium hydride, this is a electropositive element, or you can say this is a metal, and therefore hydrogen oxidation state here will be -1. Same case goes with NaH. Here also hydrogen will be -1. Let us take HCl. If you see HCl, here chlorine is a non-metal, and here hydrogen will become +1. If I consider HS, that is hydrogen sulfide radical here, then hydrogen here is, if you see this is a non-metal sulfur, so this will become +1. So this is how you assign the oxidation numbers for hydrogen. Let us move on to the fourth rule. According to the fourth rule, the oxidation number for oxygen, this is very important, student, about oxygen, because most of the compounds, they have oxygen in them because they are in the oxide forms. So the oxidation number for oxygen is usually -2, except in peroxides or peroxide ion, where it is -1. This is the first exception. So let us take example and try to understand this. So if I take the example of water, again, how I will write water is HOH. As I said, usually it is -2. So here this is not a peroxide, so I will write this as -2. Oxygen here is -2. Now let us take a peroxide example, that is H2O2, and see what will be the oxidation number here. So here this is a peroxide, so here oxygen will exhibit -1 oxidation state. So this is what the rule says, that oxygen is usually considered as -2 oxidation state, except in peroxides. So in peroxides it will have -1. One more very important exception is that you must remember that in OF2, that is oxygen difluoride, oxygen becomes positively charged. So this is very important. Why it is so? Because fluorine is more electronegative as compared to oxygen, and therefore oxygen is now forced to have a positive oxidation state. So here oxygen will have +2 oxidation state. So this is very important. You must know this. Only molecule where oxygen exhibits a positive oxidation state is when it is attached to fluorine. So this is about the oxygen. Next rule for assigning oxidation number is that oxidation number of fluorine is always -1. Whatever is the molecule, whatever is the compound, in all the compounds, the particular oxidation state of fluorine will always be -1. Other halogens, they also have a -1 oxidation state, but depending upon to what they are attached to, they become positive or negative, extending from -1 to -7 or +7 oxidation state. Let us take some examples and try to understand. So the first example what I have here is hydrogen fluoride, that is HF. Here fluorine oxidation number is -1. 1. Hydrogen, as we have seen the previous rules, according to that this will be plus 1. Let us take one example of ClOCl. You know that halogens, they usually exhibit -1 oxidation state, but here oxygen is more electronegative and therefore oxygen here is -2. In that case, chlorine becomes +1. Now next example what you can have is HOCl. If you see this molecule, here also chlorine will have +1 because it is attached to oxygen. If I take KBr, then this becomes -1. So this is how you assign the oxidation states for halogens. The next very important rule is depending upon the group numbers, because most of the elements they exhibit the oxidation number according to the group number. So oxidation numbers of first group elements, that is alkali metals, is always +1. Similarly, oxidation numbers or states of second group elements, that is alkaline earth metals, is +2. Which elements I will include here, like sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, they all will have +1 oxidation state. Lithium. Now if I see the second group elements, like we have magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, they will all have +2 oxidation state. So this is how you will assign the oxidation numbers. Usually the group number is the oxidation number of most of the elements, but the positive sign is used for electropositive elements and negative sign is used for electronegative elements. The last but very important rule is that the algebraic sum of the oxidation states of all the atoms in a neutral molecule is 0. When I say neutral molecule, means is there any other possibility? So students, yes, the other possibility is that if the molecule is charged, so in that case the total must be equal to the charge the ion carries. So let us write that also. So the second rule, and so I will combine the next rule also. In an ion, it is equal to the charge the ion carries. Now how the rules they are used, what particular things you should take into consideration while calculating the oxidation number, that you will see in the next video. So I hope you have understood what are oxidation numbers and what are the rules we use to assign the oxidation numbers. So please do like this video, share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you students.